Morning, y'all. Well, welcome to Pappy's channel and my dirty little desktop. I'm simple, man, as the mug suggests. We're just gonna show the morning ritual for setting up the smoke to go outside and enjoy the nice weather before a day's work, and talk to you more later about other stuff, but just gonna get you a little bit of insight. I got 3 pipes that I got recently. And I used to smoke a pipe when I was in my 20s, back in the 90s. And I don't really know why I gave it up. Probably somebody telling me things about health and whatnot. Now, they're probably right, and they probably still are. But nonetheless, there was a place called Bradley's in my hometown, and they'd been there for a while. I'm talking back in the old Fodio Prohibition days. I don't know if that was their name at that point, but it was a tobacconist. They had this blend that they just called Bradley's, and they closed. I didn't realize somebody had opened a new one, and they called it The Leaf. So that's a place where I'd go and get my morning blend, which is Bradley's No Name number 2440. And let's grab an ounce of that when I need it. And I think today, the little church warden, not the big old Gandalf church warden, will be used for filling that, so we'll move that aside. It'll probably fall over and make itself dang known as advertised. And this is my little guy, my little 5-incher. That was the first one I got recently. These are just little pipes I got off of Amazon. They're nothing special, but if I get to putting this up with more details, I'll do the links in the description, and you can get this one. They're just ones I picked that were cheapest and didn't have horrible reviews or whatever, and so that was really all I got. So I got this little ashtray from the dollar store, and I use it in different ways, and I'll just get right into what I'm doing to make this happen. And I work in the yard and I do things, so I'm not going to be Mr. Manicure, Mr. Clean Nails, Mr. Prim and Proper. And I believe in a comment section of freedom. So if somebody wants to come and say, "You got filthy nails and I hate you," okay, that's what you want to do with your time, then good on you. But I really don't think I'll be conversing much. Not really much of a conversationalist, as it were. So if you say things in the comment section and they're like, "Hey, I'm asking you a question, buddy. Why are you not answering my question?" I probably didn't even look at it. I'm just putting stuff out there and saying what I say and doing what I do. And honestly, I don't get the concept of a YouTube fan. I'm not, I mean, I go and look at, oh, that's neat. I like that. Oh, neat. I like that. I don't delve into things so deep that it's just like, oh, well, I like it because of its this value and that, and et cetera. And I don't really fathom why it is that people want to see some rando guy just saying, okay, so here I am doing this. But people like it. And the YouTube, I think the way I should think about it is not in a vain way, but in a explanatory way. The me tube. So I'm just going to show you me and what I'm doing, and you like it. All right, thank you. If you don't, well, head on out. Find what you like. Don't waste time on something you don't. Probably a little bit wiggly because of the camera mount that I'm using. It's going to be just this thing that's kind of like rubber, but stays harder when you're done messing with it, but it still bounces. So, like I said, no Spielberg, and definitely no Martha Stewart. So, not the cleanest area, but let's just get right to what we're talking about. So here is the Bradley's No Name 2440 ounce bag that I got this weekend, and as you can see, there's some missing already because it's good. So we'll just take the little mini church warden knife. I don't know if you can see in there; it's so dark. I've cleaned it out, and it's got a little screen in the bottom of it. They have baskets, these little baskets right here, but I find that there's too much air underneath, and it smokes too quick. And I really prefer a slow one. It usually takes me anywhere between 30 to an hour to really enjoy a full bowl. This is what I call at this point my Hobbit's crack pipe because it's a longer style, but this part snapped, and so I used some wood glue to glue it back together. But the warmth and the heat has turned that into a rubbery thing, and I don't taste any glue. I'd say I don't have a frame of reference, but I was in kindergarten like everybody else. I know what glue tastes like, and I glued it, and it still holds. It doesn't fall out even when it gets warm. And I imagine the day when I'm sitting there enjoying my pipe, and suddenly it loses its grip and just dumps right in my lap, and I'm yow. I don't know if you'll be there for the best of bloopers, but right now it holds pretty tight. I'm pulling on it. I took that effort to get it out. So I got these silicone tips that I put on there. And one of the things I like to do, I got some Glenmorangie 12 year in this little 1 ounce eyedropper. And just to sort of get the flavor, I'll take this and I'll put it on the mouthpiece. Let it drip right there. Sort of glide across and let that moisture seep down into the hole of the mouth. I'm probably at the moment not going to be that guy. It's like, the superficial orifice. I don't know the official names of the parts of the pipe and all that, but not why I'm here. I'm here to just enjoy it. So maybe I'll become that guy, but let's just pack this up. So the way I pack, and this might look a little weird because I'm avoiding the camera. I'm still trying to determine what I'm doing. I take the bag and I put my thumb down, and then I just sort of shake the bag until I feel it's coming near me. And I take a little bit and I pinch it around till it's a little ball. And I take the ball out and I drop that in just loose, just let it drop. Maybe give it a little push. And that's the first piece. That's number one. So then I go to a second one. I squeeze it up pretty good in 3 fingers, the thumb and the index and the middle. And then I take that and I sort of cram it in there and listen to some dogs go nuts in the background because they're wild in the morning. And I take what fell into the side of the tray, which with these darker aromatics, I'm taking that and seeing what I can see. But what I don't see might get left behind and maybe become part of an accidental blend later. And I take my third pinch, and I round it up pretty good, and I squeeze it till I feel the moisture in my hands. Now, there's sometimes that I'll take the tobacco and I'll lay it out in the bowl and let it air out first. I've heard people do that. There's times when I'll lay it out in the bowl maybe an hour or more before the smoke session, and I'll drip the whiskey on it and let it aerate, whatever you call that. And I'll put that in there and enjoy that. So now that it's not exactly flush to the top and I haven't tamped it per se, I will take just a little bit more and just sort of coat the top until it's just with a simple, no real pressure, just sort of pressing of the thumb, just putting my thumb flush with the sides. A little bit of a sticky mix, so it's going to stick to my fingers. I'll put that down in there. And then my temper. Just a little cheapy one that came with the pipes. Every time I get one, they give me one, and then I push down on it. A little bit more pressure, a little bit more pressure. And depending on how much time I left myself by hitting the snooze bar or not being able to go back to sleep even before the alarm went off, that'll determine just how much of this I take. And then that should be good enough for what's left with this morning, which is about 35 minutes left before I need to clock in to work. So I'll just go ahead and tell that computer, be ready for me when I come back. Set the monitors on. My job that I do. And then we have ourselves a slightly flavored, still a little moist back there, and well loaded Hobbit's crack pipe. So that's something that we'll take our Ozarka water. I'm a Texas water snob, and I drink Ozarka. And when my wife brings home Nestle, I say, that's good for you. You enjoy that, Nestle, but I'm going to go grab me some Ozarka and get me some good water. So, anywho, that's that. And here's last night's mess. So we'll get that out of there and do some other examples later. Let's seal up the Bradleys to keep it fresh. And roll that up. Get your seal on. I'm going to go outside in the backyard and we'll have ourselves a nice little moment. All right, everybody. Keep it simple. And we'll see you next time, whatever that's going to be.